Welcome back, Mongo Fix! If you saw the last episode, we got the duck eggs, got them in the incubator, and then we got the brooder all set up, ready to go, ready for ducklings. According to the super sophisticated computer inside the incubator, we got 3 days left before the duckies start hatching. So right now is pretty important, crucial time. What you gotta do for ducklings is get the egg turner out. And then add a towel down there. This is a really exciting episode because we're going to get these ready. So that way they're primed to start hatching. And then we're going to watch them hatch and get them into their brooder for the first time. That's right, it's a big day. We're going to have baby duckies soon. First thing we got to do is separate the cords and figure out which one is for the egg turner. That one, and we'll unplug it. Then we're going to lift the incubator top off and grab the eggs and put them in this basket, so that way they are safe. Then we'll lift this egg turner right out of the incubator. Just nice and gentle. Watch the cord. There we go. So now we take a paper towel and set it in there, and then put the eggs back in. The paper towel is there so that way when the ducklings start to hatch, they'll have something to grip onto, because this little plastic grate in the bottom here, it's kind of slippery, and ducklings really don't have the best grip, so their legs kind of flop around a lot. Now, if you don't put anything in there, they might be okay, but they also might develop some sort of a hip joint problem if they stay on a slippery surface too long. So the paper towel is just to give them a little grip. And then we'll close it back up. When you're at this stage, it's recommended to increase the humidity inside the incubator. So, of course, we're going to top off. In the previous video, we didn't talk too much about it. But it's always a good idea to come down every couple days and make sure your humidity level is still pretty high. Or at least at the specification. So there's a little number 1 fill port on this side. Just making sure that one's topped off. To increase the humidity for the hatching period, we're going to carefully twist this around to fill port number 2. There's a separate channel on this side of this incubator for the hatching period. So we'll fill this channel as well with water. The goal for this period is to have the humidity above 60 to 65%. Obviously right now it's way down to 25 because it's still winter, it's still in the basement, and we just opened it. So it's going to take a little bit because the humidity sensors, 1, are not that great as we talked, but 2, it's going to take a minute, maybe 10 minutes for everything to kind of equalize once again. Now if you are having trouble getting the humidity high enough, you can just take a spray bottle and spray that paper towel with water, and it'll help increase the humidity in the incubator. Just because the little timer says they'll hatch in 3 days does not mean that's what's going to happen. We're talking about living creatures here and Mother Nature herself, which means some of those might come early. Some of them might come late. You never know. Now, luckily, when this incubator hits 0 days, as long as it's plugged in, it's going to maintain temperature. So if they haven't hatched yet, you'll have to keep an eye continually on your humidity. If you don't see any sort of pips at all, or the little cracks in the eggs forming, after 3 days, 4 days after, they're probably duds. That's part of life. It happens. So now that you just got a couple days left, now's the time to pick up your pine shavings. Now, this is not an ad for Tractor Supply. This just happens to be the place Mongo goes to get pine shavings, not cedar. If you get cedar shavings, you'll kill your ducks. So pine shavings. Mongo recommends the flakes instead of the fine, because there's a couple different grades of pine shavings you can get. The flakes have a tendency to be a little bit heavier, but still soft enough for the ducks to walk on. If you get the fine ones, as the ducks grow, Whenever they flap their wings, they'll spread this stuff all over wherever you got your brooder. The other thing being is ducks are going to tend to chew on these, and if it's really fine, they'll probably end up eating a bunch accidentally, and that's not good. Just to get an idea, this is kind of the size and consistency of the flakes. The finer stuff is, as it says, finer. Also, be sure to pick up some, it's called chick grit. Ducks and chickens, basically, they have a gizzard. They need to eat small rocks. Helps with their digestion. It's good for them. So this chick grit is the stuff that Mongo gets. It's got a bunch of minerals and vitamins, and it's supposed to be super good for them. We just use this for the ducklings. You'll also need some duck crumbles. Chickens, or chicks, and ducks, or ducklings, are very different. Ducks grow much faster than chickens. They have to have a decent amount of niacin in their diet to help their bones because of how fast they grow. So make sure you get crumble, which is basically duck food, but in really tiny chunks. Make sure you get crumble for ducks. If you pick up ducks and you get chicken feed, it's not the right nutrients for them, especially as a growing duckling. One other thing you can do is when you're transferring these eggs out of the turner and into this now flat surface, you can take the opportunity to candle the eggs once again. They all should be pretty much dark. If there are any, kind of like in the first video, if you could see blood vessels in them, or if you don't see any blood vessels and it looks like just an egg on the inside, it's a dud. It's not going to make it. It didn't make it all the way through its next cycle. They should all be very dark. You shouldn't be able to see anything in the egg. It doesn't mean or guarantee that they're going to hatch. It just means it made it past the forming stage to the next stage. It does not guarantee that a live duckling is in there. we've reached day 0. You'll have to excuse Mongo voice. Mongo like super sick right now. But we have one duckling that's hatched. Now as soon as the first one hatches, you want to open up one of these 2 vents. They got these red little plugs here. The plugs just sit right in. Once one of them hatches, you want to open up one. This allows more oxygen to get in there for the duckling. He's so cute. Or she. It's so cute. There we go. Got another one that's still working on it. Like Mongo mentioned, the day counter reached 0, but it will keep and hold and maintain temperature. And every time one of the ducklings hatches, the humidity will increase. Mongo have one more duckling hatch in the night. But those first 2 still not hatched. They not out. That one moving. That one not moving, so that concerning. They say you gotta wait about 48 hours before you help them, so that about now. Now that egg does not seem to have any of the little pips or cracks. What we gonna do is take these 2 ducklings right to the brooder, and then try to help out the other 2 ducklings.
Hi, babies.
So we get them out one at a time. We just got them in a little transfer basket. Now, ducks and humans share diseases, some diseases. So that's why we wear gloves right now, especially since Mongo's sick. He got a mask and everything. Ducklings can live up to, a couple days once they hatch on their own little egg fluids and the egg sac stuff. But since they're in the brooder now, we're gonna get them some stuff in a minute. Yep, look like this one didn't make it. Yes, we get you out of there. Oh, there you go. Get some coconut oil on a Q-tip here, try to loosen up the dried eggshell. The membrane of this egg is dried out and is stuck to the duckling. So the coconut oil and Q-tips just helping to release that. He's so happy but not happy at the same time. We're almost there, little duckling. So now we gotta leave it in there, put the incubator back over, and she's gotta get all dried off. We spray some water in there to bring the humidity level back up after that long time with the incubator open. And we put a towel in there in the shape of a nest, just so that little duckling relaxes a little more. He did so much work, his muscles under lots of stress. Well, fingers crossed, his neck and leg are okay, because, he was squinched for quite a while. That egg has not had any sort of pips or cracks at all yet. And we one day past day 0, so we're going to leave that another day or 2 and see what happens. In general, though, you can expect about 3 out of 5. We did get 2 happy, healthy little ducklings. They're just so cute and precious. This is where it's important to get the brooder all set up before. That way, when they're ready, they go right in, the light goes on, they stay nice and warm, and they can just start growing like crazy. Once they get in the brooder, be sure to get them some water, nice clean water, and some food, and I'll go mix in a little extra niacin, just 1 niacin pill. Just crack one of those niacin pills open and dump it in the food. Mix it around. When you get the food and water in there, you gotta be sure to show the ducklings where it is and what it is. One way to help is to put them right in front of it and then dunk their head in the water. That lets them know that's water. Because although they're super cute, they're not the smartest. There you go, took a big drink there. Yummy. You want to make sure to check on them periodically that they know where the water is and that they drink and that they eat. If they're not eating and drinking, you might have to show them again. Dunk their head in the water again. Sometimes it helps to dip your finger in and put little water droplets on their beak. just to help entice them. They're ducks. They like water and splashing and funness. At this stage, when they first hatch, it's important to interact with them as much as possible. It helps them imprint on you, so they think that you are their parent, and then they will want to be around you and cuddle with you and get pets from you and just be cute ducklings. Now, these ducklings will be full-grown adults in about 2 months even from today. They grow that fast. That's why it's important to have the niacin and the food and stuff, because they're going to grow so fast. Hopefully this video helped you if you were hatching some ducks. Be sure to stay tuned to the next part. We're going to watch these things grow up and share some more information as they grow. Things to do, things to keep an eye on, and adjustments as they grow, because they're going to grow fast. Well, if you like this video, be sure to like this video. If you like this video and other videos from Mongo Fix, be sure to subscribe. Mongo always working on all sorts of stuff. And Mongo raising ducklings. Because Mongo and wifey like ducklings a whole bunch. Mongo, thank you.